Um, when CM Punk was drafted to Roman Reigns' team at Survivor Series, Paul Heyman, he CM Punk managed to get a favor, like collecting a debt for his participation in that match on CM on a Roman Reigns' team. And we finally found out what that debt was, what that favor was. And I don't know about you, Dom, but I feel a little bit like it was a little bit anticlimactic because all it was just Paul Heyman is going to be in CM Punk's corner at the triple threat at the main event of night one.
Yeah, it was a letdown for sure. It was like one of those. Let's see, what's a good analogy? Basically, like, okay, so you ask um someone to get you something for your birthday or Christmas or whatever, and like you expecting the gift, right? And when you finally get the gift, it's the gift, but not the exact way or like build or let's see. It's kind of like getting you wanted an Undertaker, but then you got Damian Priest toy.
Bisexual Undertaker, but yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, or again, asking your mom for, hey, let me get NBA 2K, right? The latest version. But she ends up getting you like NBA 2K 20 or something. And you like, it's not what I wanted. That's not like I don't get that excitement
it
because
doesn't give
like
you it doesn't give you the chills.
it don't give me the chills. Like we knew the favor was gonna be something with Paul Heyman joining CM Punk, some type of way. But like out in the internet wrestling community, many speculated it was gonna be Seth Rollins turning on both of them and joining with Paul Heyman. It was well, maybe the favor is him really main eventing both nights and being in the championship match of night two, or something more anticlimactic. I mean, not anti, something big. Like we don't get to see what the favor is until the night of, but we got none of that. We got, oh yeah, Paul gonna be in the corner with me at WrestleMania, and it's like, hmm? And then it wasn't. I think it would have hit different if Paul would have like maybe kicked Roman in the nuts from behind or something, or I don't know. Just I thought it was gonna be something more emotional, somewhat, but I mean, Paul Heyman foreshadowed it like years ago, like CM Punk even said when he was in Raw and they was talking and he was like, when you main event WrestleMania, we will, you know, we will walk down that aisle, and it's a nice moment for both of them that it's
Sure.
finally happening. But for a main event of night one, we need something bigger than that, because like the previous WrestleManias so far since they've been two nights have
Mm-hmm.
been big. I'm talking about last year we had The Rock, Roman teaming up against Seth and Cody. The night before, I mean, excuse me, the WrestleMania before that, what we had? Uh,
That was Sammy and KO dethroning the Usos.
yes, yes, and then you flip flop that to night two, and you get a big letdown with Cody losing, but it was necessary for the story, though,
Yeah.
to make it that much bigger when he finally won. So to like going to Sin, and then the thing is going into Las Vegas, Sin City, right? And we're getting three of the biggest stars in WWE currently. One still big from back in the day, but two of the biggest stars in current history right now. And then you got CM Punk, like he's been one of the goats for years, and like it, it should have been more. It should have been something more to spill into night two.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like it should have been a little bit more substantial. I kind of feel like like it was a missed opportunity because you had like the star power in that triple threat match is insane. It's like you said, it's three of the biggest names in the business right now. CM Punk in his first main event. You've got Rollins and you've got Rollins and Roman Reigns, which is essentially the Hulk Hogan and Macho Man of the current time.
10, 10. This is 10th one he's gonna be in.
I know, and you've got like the star power is insane, but at the same time, it just really feels like there needed to be a little bit, like a little bit more. Now, I'm of the inclination that there's still something being held back in that story. Um, is it a like is it a title shot, kind of a money in the bank kind of cash in opportunity the next night? Is it gonna be is it gonna be like at a like a SummerSlam or something like that? Because this is the first year of the 2-night SummerSlam, let's not forget. And this
Uh,
is in, and this is in the shadows of New York City. Let's not forget now. Um, is it something like that? Or does it actually bleed into night two, the main event of night two? Because I feel like when John Cena beats Cody Rhodes in night two, that's almost going to feel like a letdown because I think Ray Charles could see that that's the route that they're going to be going. Like it just kind of loses a little bit of its steam. Like it's like we were talking about before before we came on here. I feel like they dragged this out way too long. I really feel like they dragged this out way too long because you had a lot of steam. You had a lot of steam because we all know that CM Punk and Paul Heyman are tight off screen.
yeah.
They've been friends for 30 years probably. Um, they could have played off of that, but you had a lot of momentum coming out of Survivor Series last November, and like you don't take advantage of it. It's like this feels to me, this whole WrestleMania build, right? It feels to me like it's almost kind of operating on delayed gratification.
It's like trying to catch up, filling in potholes that should have been filled in months ago, and we're finally
Absolutely.
getting it now. Um, that's that. I didn't even think about SummerSlam being too nice till you mentioned it. I had totally forgot about that. Um, at this point, it has to, like you said, it has to be something more because I feel like Seth Rollins is basically the odd man out in this triple threat. To be honest, like yes, he has feud with both Roman and CM Punk, but it's like it's like what happened Friday night. The focus has just been on them two guys, right?
Yeah.
With the whole Paul Heyman hanging in the balance and this and that, and now the favor is revealed or whatever. But you know, once again, if anybody has been listening to our podcast this past 7 weeks, um, I've noticed that WWE has a funny way of like dangling stuff in our face or foreshadowing stuff to happen. And
Maybe.
if you don't pick up on it, you can catch it. But and I just watched the. It's funny before we got on air. I watched the promo again, and like the past 2 weeks, we've had interactions between Roman and Seth. Right, it's always circled back to that infamous night of when Seth turned on Roman, and when the second week last week he brought up him pulling the heist of the century, right? And
Indeed. Yeah.
Roman, one of the biggest things about Roman is that loyalty aspect of it, right? So could we get a possible, now this would be wild, don't get me wrong, but could we probably get a dance with the devil out of Roman? And maybe like his hatred now has spiked beyond Seth. And we already know how Seth feels about CM Punk. Now with this happening, could Roman like make a deal with Seth and like take out CM Punk? And then maybe they along the lines meet each other, follow, and next after WrestleMania starts a new year, basically WWE.
Yeah.
But later on down the line, we get Roman versus Seth eventually. But could be one little nugget we probably see, or I mean, I don't at this point I don't know because the way it's shaping up, it can't be a just simple triple threat between these three. It got to be something. It got to be more meat on the bone than what we're getting right now.
There's
Because
got to be another layer.
yeah, yeah, it got to be another gas thrown in that fire to like really get it cooking. You know,
Yeah.
so I can't. And it's the main event of night one, and it's like it's like a pity. It's like a pity. Hey, you ain't been in WrestleMania. Hey, here you go. Like we're gonna put you in this with Roman and Seth. I just like, and then the thing is, this is the first main event we've seen Roman in in the past 5 years or whatever, how many years he's been champion. And that's the thing, he's not a champion, and the match is just a regular match. When the last time we seen Roman Reigns as the tribal chief in a normal match, WrestleMania match at that?
Yeah. Yeah. No. there's got like it.
It got to be something more. It got to be. It
It
just
is.
got
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. There's got to be because, if you think about this, right? If you think about this, um, ever since, with the exception of 2020, ever since they've gone to two nights, that Saturday night has always ended on a big angle, has always ended on something big. You had, if you remember, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks at 37, which was the first, I believe that was the first show that they had in front of a crowd since the pandemic. The first matchup, the first matchup of two black women in the main event of WrestleMania. Um, the next year wasn't that was the Kevin Owens thing. That wasn't the Kevin Owens thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What's it? What's it?
I, I'm I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now, but um,
We get the.
it was, yeah, no, it was. That was that was that crazy that was that crazy no hold barred thing.
Yeah, but that was big because I mean it was Stone Cold's first match in what, like
Close to
10?
20 years, like close to 20 years or something like that.
Oh yeah, like so, like every WrestleMania since the pandemic, like the start of the pandemic, has been pretty big. Like it brings not only star power, but like it's something behind that match. And like I'm interested to know now since we on the topic of it.
Kind of gone down the rabbit hole.
Down that rabbit hole. Right.
Because
So
like there has to be more to this. I really
and
feel like there has to be more to this.
and that's the crazy part. Like, like you said, 38. 38 was with Bianca and Sasha. And then night two was Roman versus Edge versus Dave Bryan for the title, right?
Yes.
Then night one of 38, 38, Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. Number two, winner takes all, Roman versus Brock for the unification of the title. The next WrestleMania, 39, what we said, the
Yeah.
Usos versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn for the tag team titles. Then Cody. Like every match, every WrestleMania matches have been like this is WrestleMania we're talking about, the grandest stage of them all. So like the match has to be the match.
Like this is not some random Raw in the middle of July. This is WrestleMania. This is the big stadium, the big pyro, the big celebrities. This is the granddaddy of them all. I hate
Granddaddy of them all.
that
Super
cliche,
Bowl.
but I mean, the granddaddy of them all is the Rose Bowl, but be that as it may. Um, I mean, you get my point. Is like there's more meat on that bones than they're really, than I think they're really letting on.
Yeah.
And that like I feel like kind of getting back to the whole promise angle, the whole favor angle here.
Yeah.
I feel like Paul Heyman, can he actually help CM Punk win that match? Number one, because he's not a wrestler. Number two, his power is more political than it is actually in ring. And number
You know,
three is that CM Punk, if he wins that match, okay, if CM Punk wins that match, he should be the next in line to get a title shot, no matter who wins night two.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, as you was throwing it out there, I started thinking about things. I thought about what Roman said at the Hall of Fame speech, where he was like, "Without Paul Heyman, there is no Tribal Chief. Like you won't see the Tribal Chief again." And then I started thinking about. I thought about this saying. Like we're all familiar with this saying. It's keep your friends close. No. Keep your what is it?
Keep
Is
your
it keep
friends close, but your enemies closer.
exactly? So with that being said, and I mean Roman has a terrible track record of just getting turned on since since Seth hit him with a chair. Um,
Almost as bad as Prime Sting
right, yeah,
getting
yeah.
turned.
Something keeps bothering me about that. Like CM Punk despises this. I'm talking about despises CM. I mean, not CM Punk. Sorry, Seth Rollins despises CM Punk, right? And Roman obviously now is going to despise CM Punk. So something's telling me that, enemy of my enemy is
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That
just
almost
saying.
is that in the Bible? It almost feels like it's biblical, you know?
It's some stuff. It's some stuff. I feel like I don't want to say this. I don't want to even think that this possibly could happen because I mean I really need that Seth versus Roman again because the last time they fought it was great. After it ended on a DQ, I'd rather it wouldn't have did that. But
You know?
I feel like maybe for one night only, maybe we get like a little taste of it, or whatever. We might get the like I said, last week about super bloodline or whatever. But could we possibly see a reemergence of the Shield for one night? Because I mean, the Shield started because of CM Punk,
It did.
so it could die that night just with them two, just taking CM Punk out. So,
Imagine if that music hits.
oh wow,
Remember how nuts that crowd went in Philadelphia last year when that music hit?
they lost their minds when that music hit. So I don't know. I mean, we still we got 2 weeks left, so anything can happen from now until then.
It's
So
yeah, there's I still feel like there's a lot to unpack there. I still feel
it
like
is.
there's a lot to unpack there.
And hopefully we get a little bit of Easter eggs of what could potentially happen tomorrow night. I mean, we finally got the guys back in the United States, and we're getting there at a regular scheduled time. So we'll have to.
So
Oh
we're not
man,
gonna be we're not gonna be watching Raw at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
yes, yes. Thank
All right. Um, I think we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I would like to move on and talk about that insane angle between Jey Uso and Gunther and Jimmy Uso because it almost echoed 100% what we spoke about last week because we needed Jey Uso with fire in his eyes, blood on his mind. We didn't need him doing the yeet dance down the ring. We needed him, but that like the way that they left him bloodied in the middle of the ring, Jimmy bloodied in the middle of the ring, the way that they zip tied him to the ropes, almost like the Four Horsemen used to do to Dusty Rhodes or Nikita Koloff or Sting back in the day. Um, that was, speaking of biblical, that was like a biblical kind of angle right there. That was compelling as hell.
It was, and at this point, I think this is like I guess the favorite segment that we talk about because I'm a Jay fan. Since like we both respectfully like the Usos. I've liked the Usos for quite a long time. I love
Yeah.
the rivalries with New Day, and I just love the growth that Jay has been on since the pandemic. And like we said last week, I said I needed Jay to come out there, guns are blazing, no yeeting, no like clapping when he running down to the ring. I mean, like just straight hauling boogie. And he did everything we basically said he needed to do. We the segment went is basically like word for word almost like what we needed. We needed like the only thing we're missing was, and I told you, I was like, I needed Gunther to just rip the jersey off and just go straight, like chopping the tattoos right off of Jimmy's chest. It didn't happen,
Turn
but
that
we got.
man's chest into a package of hamburger meat.
Oh my! Well, I mean, he basically looked like one of those cows about to get slaughtered. The way he was looking in the
Yeah.
ring, and as I text you when it was happening, I said, "We finna get Crash Out Jay." Like the one thing you never want to do with anybody is hurt somebody they love. And not only that, this man is his twin
His
brother,
twin brother. His twin brother.
his ride or die, his like just everything. And you literally beat this man to a pulp in front of him, zip tied to a rope. And he literally out of his mouth said, I am going to effing kill you. And I was like, oh yeah. I'm excited for Monday night. I'm gonna need Jay, and this is my bold prediction. I'm calling it now. I told you, Ryan. I said tomorrow we are not getting that same old Jay we getting when he came out with the glasses. Oh, hey, hit my, we're not getting that. No. I don't need that. I don't want. In order for this story to keep skyrocketing up the way it's going now, I need a total switch. I don't need you to come out clap your hands. I don't want you to even eat with a little kid. Push that little kid out the way if you got to. Respectfully, not really, but
Of course, yeah.
just he needs to come out. I'm talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin pissed off.
Super kicking everything in his path.
Kicking Michael Cole if you got to. Michael Cole, Pat McAfee, the new ring announcer, whoever. He got to super kick everybody. Adam Pearce, I like him there. If Randy Orton can RKO Nick last Friday night, I need Jay to super kick some. Adam Pearce can come out and say it's official or whatever. He can say, "Hey Jay, I'm gonna need you to not do whatever you thinking about doing to go through until WrestleMania." I need him to kick him right in his mouth. I need chaos, total chaos tomorrow in Minneapolis.
Kick some hair on that man's head.
Yes, kick him so hard that hair comes out of his bald head.
Yes, you've got
Kick him so hard that he don't even say official no more. It's a
yeah. You can't. I mean, we need that nasty Jey Uso. We need that nasty Jey Uso. Now, the way that they portrayed his character for over the past year, the fun loving, the outgoing party guy, Mr. Mr. Yeet.
Yeah.
But we need him pissed off. We need him with blood in his eyes. We need it. We need Crash Out Jey Uso. We need Crash Out Jey Uso because the way that they are portraying him heading into this match with Gunther, that's the only way he's going to win that match.
And then like to think that all this negativity coming from like other people about like they're not liking the match. Why is Jay keep getting these chances? Blah 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 blah. Like, come on, man. Like outside what goes on in the ring, give this man his flowers. Like he has come up through the mud. He's been in the tag team division for so long. Finally gets a rocket put on his back for all the stuff that we witnessed him go through the past 5 years. And like just enjoy this story that's going on because it's like a diamond in the rough. It's like a true underdog story, and then like he's Gunther is literally belittling this man. Like he don't deserve to be in the ring with him. He don't even deserve to be in the same state, let alone few states as him. Like, why am I fighting this dude again? I wanted John. I wanted somebody worthy of fighting me. And Jay is a freaking Hall of Famer. Like at the end of the day, outside of his singles achievements, he's a Hall of Fame first ballot because
not even close. Not even close.
Close. So like now he's only adding to his status, and then to sit there and just like, I mean, he took on his cousin Roman Reigns toe to toe, almost won. If it wasn't for Jimmy pulling him out of the ring, like to broke Roman streak. So why are we acting like Jay can't do it? And then it's like you said, the past few weeks they've been building him up. He's still doing the same thing, like coming out, like clapping his hands, eating still, and like I understand it. It might not phase you. You're in your head about it. Like now, if you're in your head about it, and then to see what happened to your brother, if you ain't even snapped by now, then that's a problem. Because your brother, and then the thing that gets me. Jake told him, he said, "You be careful out there." Oh, he was careful, all right. he got the no yeet beat out of him now. He probably don't even want to hear the word yeet anymore.
He got the yeet carefully beat out of him.
Oh yes, very slowly and sadistic.
Sadistically, methodically. That
the man licked his blood.
what
Oh
is it
my
about WrestleMania over the past few years with licking blood?
yeah, yeah. Like Ryan, we called it last week, and I was like, I needed that, but I didn't think that it would have got. Really, to be honest, the way WWE has been, the past few years, I thought it was gonna be like a simple, go through a table, maybe a couple of chair shots to the back, a submission move, whatever. But like to sit there and get that old school attitude era, ruthless aggression, like still kind of backed off a little bit, but still like the blood, the power bomb, the choking out, the taunting him and then pulling him back and then doing something else to him. It definitely felt like a old school road to WrestleMania rivalry getting really constricted really well.
And we are back here on the Wrasslin Wroundtable podcast. We apologize about the technical issues here, but we will I was just telling Dominique I think I'm gonna crash out on my Wi-Fi router here. But before we get too deep into this, we were talking about that Jey Uso Gunther angle, and I really feel like that the only way, believably, for this upset win to happen, and let's not get it twisted, if Jey wins that match, it's going to be an upset. But for that upset to happen, it can't be a fluke. It's got to be something that, blood, sweat, tears. It's got to happen. Like it's got to happen organically. It just can't be like a roll up kind of freak win.
Oh yeah, 100%. It got to be like I hate the fact that he does this, but I wish he just have no moves. But like a spear, super kick to a spear to a big splash. But it has to be back and forth, or Gunther probably has to carry that match, and then like Jay has to have like this surge of energy, and like the crowd is behind him, and he like just pulls the Houdini act, and like, oh my God, Where is this coming from? This fight is coming from Jay, and da da da, and then he goes into his signature moves, and then the final big splash or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but yeah. And before we move on, where do you think they put that match on the rundown?
Well,
We of course were hoping that it would close night one, but it's
yeah,
obviously like not going to.
not going to. So now it's one of the hottest. It's one of the hottest storylines going. So you got Cody and John Cena, you got the triple threat, and now you got Jay versus Gunther right there. I feel personally, it's just the fact that this triple threat is just a regular triple threat to me. I don't know, because I feel like the I feel like that match should be last now rather than CM Punk getting his first main event. But if it's not, if it's on night one, I think it should be like right in the second and last match. I feel like it should be right before the triple threat. Or if you do night two, mm, 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 mm. Really both nights they got to be right before the main event because you need some excitement for night one. So that definitely got to be there. But if it is night two, you need some excitement for the letdown you finna get when John Cena wins the 17th. Feel
mhm. Yeah, I feel
it. Yin and yang.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of feel like it goes in the famous Undertaker spot,
Uh,
not the co-main event, but right before that match, because that's going to be like a total emotional, like volcano of sound kind of thing.
can you top
But
this?
but you're going to have a come down match. I think you're going to have a concession stand, beer stand, bathroom break match before the main event. Um, I feel like no matter what night they put it on, I feel like it needs to. Honestly, I feel like it should have closed night one, but it's not going to. Um, I kind of feel like it needs to, just for the flow of the crowd, because you don't want the crowd to be dead for the main event.
Absolutely not, especially if it stays the way it is.
Like if you remember how dead, like speaking of the Undertaker, was it was like either WrestleMania, I think it was 25 or 26, when it was Undertaker and HBK had a 10-star classic.
Yeah,
And then Triple H and Randy Orton played the crickets in the main event. You know?
I'm pulling it up now. The card.
Yeah.
Um, it was
And the match wasn't bad. It was just played in front of crickets and had no heat.
right. I mean, the crazy thing about it, you would have thought that the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels match would have been the main event because of the fact that it was so great. And it was only and like looking back, they did a viewing. They had Shawn Michaels and Undertaker look at that match again. It was only supposed to go for 20 minutes, like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels, the infamous spot when Undertaker did the suicide dive, they almost took him out. Shawn Michaels told the ref. The ref was like, "Hey guys, y'all coming up on a minute," and Shawn replied back to him like, yeah, it's about to go longer than that. Like, yeah,
We're not going home.
we're not going home just yet. Yeah. So, and then I mean, infamously, Undertaker did a suicide dive. Man, I mean, you can't leave. You can't do something quick like a roll up or something after this man had literally almost killed himself. So,
Yeah, was that the match? Was that the match where he did the suicide dive into that camera operator and almost just broke his
man,
neck doing that?
broke his
Yeah,
neck. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. The camera operator just happened to have been Sim Snuka, but still.
You wonder why Bret Hart hates suicide dives.
God, no kidding. Well, Bret Hart doesn't like much nowadays anyway, but that's another conversation for
Another
another
conversation for another
story.
day.
Yeah. All right. So, a couple more topics that I want to touch on here, and I feel like I've been like news has come out that Kevin Owens might have wrestled a rap match.
I swear, I feel like our minds are like in tune because I was thinking like I wish we could like just say something real quick before we go on to other topics. But
Right.
I feel so bad about what happened to Kevin Owens.
Right. Because, I don't know if the injury happened in that, in that match that he had with Cody Rhodes at Royal Rumble. I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised, but that man's beaten the hell out of himself over the past 20 some odd years.
Yes.
I mean, the insane stuff that man did in Ring of Honor. Let's not forget.
What about the spot he did at the WrestleMania when he was in the performance center and he broke his foot, ankle? One of those when he jumped off the sign, the WrestleMania sign.
Oh my God, yes, yes. That, that surreal, weird ass WrestleMania.
was like, you don't have to do this. There's nobody in the
No. I mean, you're playing in front of a polite collection of trainers and Vince McMahon sitting ringside.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel, first of all, I feel bad that it got taken out like that, because that angle with Randy Orton was just heating up.
Yes. Yes.
But second of all, you've got a guy who's devoted his entire life to this business. And the report that I read, he may be out for 2 years.
Yeah.
And he's going to be 44, 45 before he can get back in the ring. Because he turns 40, like he was born in 84, so he turns 41 next month.
Let's face it, doing a Stone Cold Stunner don't do justice on your back either. So.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. But also, I kind of feel like there's I want to call out that one fan that started talking smack to Kevin Owens after he left the ring.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. He's been a heel. Kevin Owens has been a heel. Kevin Owens, the character, has been a heel for a long time. I don't think that was Kevin Owens, the character. That was Kevin Steen, the human being. That was Kevin Steen, the husband and the father.
What they say, read the room, like
Exactly.
the way he came out, and you just felt it because I mean, like everybody has social media or some type of outlet to get news, and the report was like Kevin Owens has a legit injury. Like it wasn't specified what was it or what could it be or whatever the case may be, but he comes out with his jacket on. Very dressed like he wasn't going to wrestle at all.
Right.
And Nick is in the ring with him. This is not,
Serious. Like with
yeah,
this, serious
him
kind of
cutting a promo and trying to bring us in to dupe us and attack Randy. And I mean,
right.
literally, when Randy came out, he kind of safely got out the ring, basically, in a sense.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, sports entertainment is a form of entertainment for us as wrestler fans, but 1000%, like you know, us as individuals, human beings, as you and I, we love the product, but then we also really care about the people that are giving us that product too, because they have friends and family members they have to go back to after they do that. So, you know, and I mean, let's face it, Kevin Owens has been one of the MVPs of this year anyway, with you know, basically being a heel because I mean he's always done his great work as a heel,
Mm-hmm.
and for that fan to sit there, and I get it, like sometimes people can get wrapped up in the character more than the person that actually played the
Yeah.
character. But for you to sit there and I mean, come on, man. I mean, use your common sense. Like this man has a family, he has a wife, he has people back home he got to go see, and his dream has just been like his livelihood has just been is at risk. Like you don't even know if he can come
Absolutely.
back from this injury. Because sometimes surgeries don't always go correctly or
And
well.
we're talking about his neck.
And his neck, yes,
One bad move by that doctor, and he might not be able to walk again, to say nothing
right.
of take another bump.
I mean, how many superstars we've seen over our lifetime with neck injuries? Paige, Edge, Stone Cold, Daniel
Daniel
Bryan.
Bryan. Yeah.
The list goes on and on. I mean, shoot, we don't know how many injuries the Undertaker fully has, but he could have probably had a neck injury that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But to sit there and say the BS that fan said to Kevin, and rightfully so, he like I don't feel bad for Kevin Owens going back defending himself and saying
Of
whatever
course
he
not.
said to
Of
that
course not.
fan, but like this, I'm pleading with everybody in the universe Like, let's be sincere
Have a
about
heart. Have a heart.
have a heart about these people. Even the people at AEW. Like, I know we clown on AEW and
Yeah,
like we talk about this and that, but like, you know, they were once superstars at WWE, and then at the same time, they're still human beings. Like, I don't want nothing tragic to happen to anybody that is out there doing that for a living, because I mean, it's not easy. If it was, everybody be doing it, but it's not. So,
exactly. I mean, even John Moxley taking that ridiculous bump on those spikes a couple of weeks
oh my
ago.
god, that was terrible.
But that was insane. But we also got to remember his wife is backstage. Their kid was probably backstage, probably scared to death.
Yeah,
These are real people. These are real people doing these things. And I get it. WWE prices are just stupid right now. Like ticket prices are just stupid right now. That guy probably paid a lot of money to get that seat. But at the same time, that was a man who just, basically sliced himself open in front of a global TV audience. Have a heart, you know?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And then that brings me to my next question. After Randy Orton dropped Nick Aldis with that RKO, where do we go with him?
Okay, so I recently just came across this, but also before I came across it, shout out to my former father-in-law, because he actually told me this. Um, he told me that we have a particular person making his appearance back in WWE by the name of Aleister Black. So, and it was a recent, which what I posted in the group. It was a recent post, not recent. Sorry, excuse me. It was a post back. I don't know how far back, but I think Aleister Black had issued a challenge to somebody, and Randy tagged himself in that post. So could they be cashing in on that post? Maybe. But my gripe with that is, I mean, injuries happen. It tragically throws everything off,
Yeah.
right? And you have to scrap everything and try to like reboot and just adjust. So the do you give Aleister Black that spot and it's just a one off, or are we going into backlash with this? Because like last time I checked, Randy was on that poster, or graphic with John Cena,
And
and it's
it's
gonna
in,
be
and it's in St. Louis, his
and it's
hometown.
in St. Louis. So
Yeah.
like, what are we doing? Me personally, me personally, you really want to shake things up and make stuff crazy? Uh, we still on that vibe of it needs to be a triple threat between John and no offense, like this is the main event. It deserves to be a main event. It deserves to be 1-on-1. But
Right.
like, if you really want to shake things up somehow, I'm glad they kind of had that promo with Randy in the ring with Cody. I wish they'd make it a triple threat. Then I'm starting to think a little bit more. Could we get a heel Randy now, since we lost Kevin as a heel? Because think about it, right? John Cena and Randy are best friends, right? They're very close.
Yeah.
Um, John is on his retirement tour, right? Correct.
Yes.
What better way? Which, not necessarily a double turn, but kind of like I'm I scratch your back, you scratch my back. So if I help you win the title, you owe me a title shot at Backlash, maybe.
I like it.
Then
I like it. Yeah.
then that kind of adds a little bit of nugget into like that slow decline, that so slow like mental break of Cody. Like we finally get Cody starting to kind of like turn heel a little bit because now everybody done turned excuse me, everybody done turned their back on him. Like Randy done turned his back on him. You know, obviously, CM Punk is still a friend, but he literally
Right.
told him, "I'm coming for your title." So, like, could we get like a slow build of Homelander roads? Maybe I don't know. I'm
Well,
still
well,
gonna throw that out there.
it took us a while to mention Home Run Under Roads in this episode, but yes,
Yeah, we need to start it
like
off.
I mean, I I like where your head's at because like I've been thinking that I don't like I feel like there's no way that John Cena retires as a heel.
Yeah, no, it can't.
And I
Greatest
feel
man.
like his greatest rival, his Macho Man to his Hulk Hogan is Randy Orton. Why not run it back one last time?
I mean, we got to. We gotta this retirement tour. Okay, John said it before he became heel. He said like this is gonna be his love letter back to the WWE. So why not give us those type of matches? Why not give us a CM Punk versus Cena, Randy Orton versus Cena? At this point, if it's possible, Brock Lesnar versus Cena one more good time, or like all also dream matches. Let's not forget, like there's some people in the WWE Cena hasn't graced in the match yet, so could get those. I mean, could get what was the name? I just had it in the tip of my tongue. Oh, oh, I had it on the tip of my tongue, but Drew and Punk. I mean, excuse me, not Drew and Punk. Drew and Cena, or even we get Roman and Cena one more good run around. But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
who's to know? I mean, we don't know this wild and wonky road that Cena's going to be on. But yeah, to agree with you on that, I don't think Cena's going to end as a heel. I mean, he can't be. I mean, you've been a babyface for 20-something years. Like, who does that? He set a Guinness Book of World Record for that. So,
no, it kind of seems like a silly record, but it's in the book.
and then the man literally said, "We get nothing. We don't get no new music, no attire change. So we get the jorts
New
the
year,
entire
no,
year.
the gear, yeah,
The only thing we may or may not get, and to be honest, I mean, I've grown accustomed to it, but I kind of want Cena to just cut his hair back to the way it was. I mean, like I don't, that ball spot is very haunting to me. No offense to him, I get it. We are men. Father time rules
yeah.
everything.
Other time is undefeated.
And maybe that hairstyle is there for a reason. Like you got moves and stuff you got to do, but that
Yeah,
as a
I
person
feel
that's watched NBA basketball for so long, and Ginobili, he was infamous for that ball spot on his head. It's just at one point you just gotta let it go.
Michael Jordan finally gave up the ghost on that, and then his bald head became his trademark. Kind of wish LeBron James could do the same thing, but that's another conversation for a
That's
different
not a conversation. Yeah, 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 yeah. We
time.
got
but but yeah, no, there's like I feel like before we get on to our last topic here, I feel like we need like I'm disappointed that we don't get sadistic Randy Orton in the context of the Kevin Owens feud.
yeah, because we're gonna get power driver versus Punky.
Yeah, but getting sadistic Randy Orton, Randy Orton was his best from what 2009 to about 2011 when he was just an absolute psychopath.
09 Orton is the goat for his heels.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
He
afterward.
really like that. I have so many heels that I despise, like Jinder Mahal, number one, two, but Jinder Mahal ain't got a candle compared to '09 or like
No,
nothing compares to that.
psychotic, just twisted psychotic. We need that back in some kind of context.
Like I really thought this man was like that outside of
I
you know.
know, yeah,
Like I
yeah,
really felt like he was like that. So
yeah, that he wasn't acting. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Well, I don't really want to talk about this, but I feel like there's been a lot going on. And you know what I'm about to bring up, right?
here we go.
I desperately don't want to talk about this, but there was a segment on SmackDown between Charlotte Flair, speaking of heels that I'm growing to dislike, Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, that I just hated. It didn't do like it got like they're saying that it got personal, that it went off script. I haven't felt that uncomfortable during a women's promo since Paige went on Charlotte Flair's late brother. That just rubbed me all kinds of wrong because that was, and I'll let you speak here, but Charlotte did that interview after, she's going through a pretty high profile divorce right now.
Yeah.
Um, and that interview that Charlotte did, that was not Charlotte Flair that did that interview. That was Ashley Flair that did that interview.
Yeah, and, the talk show Cheryl, I think it's Cheryl, when she was doing the interview saying that, like she didn't want it to get out at all. But when it got out, obviously, because it is wrestling and everything
Yeah.
gets out. Um,
Celebrities are celebrities, yeah.
yeah, yeah. This redemption story she's on it's not about Charlotte. It's about Ashley, and like I hate it. I hate it for her, like because I was one of the ones, and I'm rooting for Charlotte outside of you know wrestling, and then I'm rooting for Charlotte in wrestling. Like once again, we're kayfabe. We're getting away from kayfabe, but
Right.
outside of Charlotte Flair, Ashley as a person, she's been through the divorce, the knee injury, and just that mental aspect of getting back in the ring. Are you the same person that you was before you got hurt? Living up to
To
the
say nothing of her brother, to say nothing of Rick's, you know, well
yeah,
known health problems and mental
exactly,
problems.
exactly. Um, and just you know dealing with stuff like that, and then coming back, and then like it's not the fact that you and I like totally dislike this whole thing because I mean like we said this previously before, like we believe that this match could be a banger. Like it could be one of the
Absolutely.
matches that is talked about throughout the night. But it's the stuff outside of the match that doesn't help its case at all. And the fact that it feels like they know a lot of people are talking about this match like we are, and it's like, oh, we got to do something desperate to get it like back on track, to get people invested, to get people really wanting to see this match. So let's just throw out, her being divorced. Just throw out the previous three marriages that failed. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like, come on, like you don't have. Okay, first of all, Charlotte has a rap sheet of stuff you could do outside of her personal life that you could just basically, build something off of. Charlotte has kept this promo strictly about her. Like, the way she talks, the way she is, you're not compared to me because like you only compare to me because you're blonde and you can do a pretty nice backflip. But
Yeah.
then you take her, and quite frankly, now like with that happening, I'm not even looking at the match as a young up and comer versus the queen. Now I'm looking at it like kind of in the sense of like Ashley versus Tiffany, but in the sense of Charlotte, which we already said this before. We said it weeks before anyway. Like Charlotte picking Tiffany is a layup for her to get the belt. I mean, because
Absolutely.
literally, let's face it, Charlotte is more technical than her. She has more experience than her in the ring. Like Tiffy can go, but Tiffy Tiffy's more athletic in the ring than anything else. And if that makes sense, like you don't do a lot of moves in the ring. It's kind of like, in a sense, not saying like John Cena, where she can't wrestle. She can, but it's more of you remember Tough Enough when they was like, trying to find the next WWE superstar, and they was going through basic moves and this and that, and trying to get your promo game up and all this other stuff. It's like Charlotte is the Wikipedia of moves versus the I won't even disrespect Tiffany like this, but middle school. It's like middle school versus college. Yeah, because like I've seen Charlotte do. Obviously she done moves that she learned from her father. Moves she done when she was in NXT, and as she grown older, a lot of those moves have changed because injuries and basically stuff she probably can't do now versus back then. And I don't know about you, but week after week, I've seen Tiffany botch a lot of stuff, and I'm talking about a lot of stuff. From
Yeah.
even trying to come to the ring and attack Charlotte, it's been botches. So I just hope, really, I hope they recover from last Friday night, which is impossible to even ask.
Yeah.
But uh, getting personal in a match that ain't even got heat to it is not going to help their cause. It's like because like all the Charlotte matches you can think of that have been great. Sasha and her, Bayley and her, Becky,
Rhea.
Bianca, you know, uh, in future matches it's gonna be Jade and her. We see it like we saw the money just flying over their heads, just them two giving a face off. So
Oh, please! It was like Mario coin, just
yeah,
facing
Mario.
off.
But if anything, I feel like if Tiffy wins, it's gonna be disqualification. It's gonna be some shenanigans, as Jeremy likes to say in our
Yeah.
group. Um, it's gonna be some type of. It's gonna be a fluke. To be honest with you. If it's something different, I'll be shocked. I won't be happy about it because at the end of the day, Tiffy is in my eye a placement holder for that title. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some fans are like, "Oh, Tiffy time," and I'm just like, I don't, I don't know. I mean, like, no disrespect to her. I mean, I'm glad. By all means, congratulations on having the title, but you haven't really defended it at all since you got it. I mean, you defended it against Nia Jackson. That's it. Like a what is it? The stipulation? If you lose, you get a rematch. But other than that, who have you defended it against that can really build your credibility up to someone like Charlotte?
My opinion is that this type of match, they needed to play this as like Tiffany being the plucky upstart baby face going in the ring with a legend. That match never needed to get personal. It needed to be all about that title.
Yeah. And it's just not even about that anymore.
No. It needed to be all about that title. It needed to be all about, again, the plucky young baby face against the seasoned legendary veteran. And it's turning into it has devolved into like this personal name calling thing, and that was never what this match was about. It was, some of the best wrestling feuds of all time have been the storytelling has been super simple. You've got that title that I want, or you've got this place in the company that I want. One of my favorite feuds of all time, Diamond Dallas Page and Randy Savage back in WCW. That was, yes, it was personal, but it came out that it was because Savage came up to Diamond Dallas Page and was like, I'd love to work with you. Let's figure out a program together and pitch it to creative. And it was one of my favorite feuds of that whole WCW NWO angle. But it was super simple. And this has turned into, I don't want to curse too bad here, but let's just say that it is rhymed with a word that rhymes with bluster truck. I mean, it has turned into a giant mess. And they've got 2 weeks to bring it back, and I don't think they can do it.
It's a PLE opener at this point. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's gonna open night one, I feel like.
Like at this point, if they brought back the pre-shows matches, that'd be probably one on the pre-show. Like, just go and get it out of the way. Like,
Which
other
is
people may feel differently because she dropped you go go 0-3, but like I'm just like, come on, man. Like,
they're doing, yeah. I mean, it needed to be Tiffany Stratton again, plucky young baby face, but like, hey, I'm honored to be in the ring with you. I'm honored to be going to battle with you. I'm in awe of your career, but I believe I've got what it takes to beat you. It's that simple, but it's
that's why
totally gotten off the rails.
can't remember what episode I said this, but remember when I said I always wanted the Bianca versus Rhea because you have two young, like they made a name for themselves, both of them, right? They haven't met each other in the main event. I mean, excuse me, the main roster. You got Bianca over here. I'm the EST of WWE. I'm the biggest, fastest, strongest. I got Rhea Ripley. She's the mommy, always on top, blah, blah, blah. But when they bump heads, it's the total opposite. But yet they fighting for the one thing that makes them solidify as the the woman, the
That
it,
that title, that belt.
that title, that belt. So now I'm the queen. I'm Charlotte. I'm the greatest. I'm the GOAT. This and that. Blah blah blah. I'm Tiffy. I came from NXT. I was the NXT champion. I'm the quote unquote carbon copy of what you are, but I am going to show you why I am different from you. But yet, the only difference I'm getting from Tiffy, this whole entire everything, right? You're inexperienced when it comes to somebody in the ring as like Charlotte when it comes to promos. Um, Charlotte is literally calling out every downfall you have, like every flaw in your armor. She's calling out. Like when she was talking last Friday night, she was like, I can't hear you. What did you like?" She pointed out the irritating voice she makes.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing good about you is the backflip. You do a pretty nice backflip. Like chick, I've been doing that for like 15 plus years, right?
Yep.
Uh, that's your only move. I have a submission. I have a was it natural selection? That's a move, like a finish move. Like I can go circles around you, basically, is what Charlotte is saying, and yet Tiffany hasn't done nothing. I mean, y'all had a brawl, right? And okay, that got a little gas to it. I get it, but then like it took 2 to 3 weeks of you getting your tail whooped for that to happen, right? Like Charlotte has been coming out here making you look like a little punk, and then finally you come out and you do something, but it's just like I don't know. It's just
They have not, creative has not done that match any favors
it's
at
not
all.
it's nothing. It's not even a simmer in that match. Like at this point, whenever they do promo stuff, I'm just like, oh, I can go do this. I can go take trash out. I can fix my baby something to eat. I can do something. You know, I'm not gonna miss anything important when it comes to YouTube. So
Go throw
I
a
can get
bag of
that out
popcorn in the microwave. Yeah.
what I say in the group, I say what I missed, and like I missed some things, but then when it got to Tiffany stuff, I'm like, oh god, let me go do something. You know, it's not like why is it that Jay and Naomi feud is bigger than the title, right? Like Jade and Naomi feud should be like in the title. Like the title should be involved with them two because that's how much
Because the story makes sense.
it makes sense. It makes sense. It like that's the grand scheme of things right there. When something doesn't make sense, it isn't going to hit the way it needs to hit. At first, it made sense them two going together, Charlotte and Tiffany, because like okay, Charlotte basically picked Tiffany because you know she thinks she's easy. Like this is an easy win for me. You're nothing more than another name that's gonna go on my mantle of people that I just took
Like a
out.
shorter, younger version of me.
Exactly. And they should have ran with that. And Tiffany should have came back with something like, you know, you're old, blah, blah, blah. I'm the more, if anything, if I'm you, I am the updated version of you, right? We got none of that. None of it. It's like watching Mean Girls 3 and nobody asked for that. Hell, at this point, not to cuss like that, but at this point, nobody asked for Mean Girls 2, but they made it anyway. So
Yeah. 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 I don't want to leave on that note, but I feel like we need to. Oh boy. What's one thing you expect you want to get out of Raw tomorrow night?
well, not to harp on it too much, but you know, number one, and I am number one. We've seen this start the past previous weeks. When Jay comes out with his glasses and he's, hey, you know, tonight's the night, whatever, whatever. Um, hey, hit my music, please. I don't want none of that. I
No.
don't want none of that. Like, I'd rather have it going into WrestleMania, cool, whatever. But from here on out, I need Jay to come out. I don't care if he's wearing all black with a yeet on it, black glasses. I'm talking about I want serious crash out Jay tomorrow night. Super kicking everybody if he needs to. Just I need to see blood in his eyes. I want him to see nothing but Gunther and Gunther only. I want him to just tear a hole in Gunther until WrestleMania. Number two, we're supposed to be getting. I think Adam Pearce said that CM Punk and Paul's gonna be at Raw. So with that being, and Seth gonna be there too. But with that being said, I need I need more than just a favor. I need some extra juice going into this triple threat. I need Seth to reassert himself into this triple threat. Like at this point, I feel like this triple threat. I feel like it's like two people and the person I feel like Seth is the side chick in this dynamic. Like
Yeah, he's totally the odd man out.
yeah, he's the odd man out. Like he's just there just to add a little sprinkle to it. Like, oh yeah, you hate Sam Punk too. Let's just throw you in there. And you got a little beef with Roman since 10+ years ago. And then number 3, I mean, I really can do without this. I'm just gonna throw this out there. No disrespect,
Just say it.
He's athletic as hell in the ring. I get it. I am glad that AJ Styles is being used for WrestleMania. Um, I think he deserves better, to be honest. But that's just me.
It's not just you.
I can really go without this whole feud between Logan Paul and AJ Styles because it does no justice to AJ Styles. He's not even in a title hunt of nothing. Like he should be fighting Braun Breaker for the IC title.
Absolutely.
Like when did we go from the week he caught the shirt from Braun Breaker to Logan Paul? Did we do that? And then you just show Penta. Like I get it. Penta is new. He's the new shiny toy. He's from AEW. I've seen him. He's great. I give him that. Cool.
Yeah.
But let him deal with Judgment Day. Let him do something like that. Build his credibility up. Why is he even in the talks of potentially being a new IC champion this quick when you got AJ Styles, one of the greatest, Hall of Famer,
First ballot,
phenomenal one. Like his name has credibility to it. So why is he not being utilized? Maybe he don't want to be utilized like that. Maybe he's trying to kind of get to that point where he wants to kind of hang it up. But I'm just like, come on, man, he deserves better. Like,
absolutely, yeah. And just quickly for me, I think the biggest thing that I want to see out of Raw is I want to see that fire in Jey Uso's eyes. I want to see him pissed. I want to see him out for blood. I want to see him with hatred in his face. This is not the fun-loving party guy, Jey Uso. This needs to be somebody who is out for blood because that is the only way he can credibly be booked to win that championship.
Yeah, Michael Cole can sit on his ass for the next 3 weeks. Okay, we don't need him up trying to yeet. We need Jay to be yeeting his foot in Gunther's butt. So
yeah, don't get on the table.
Please don't.
Cole and Pat don't need to get on the table. Just sit down, call the match, and don't do it.
For the love of God, no, don't do that. I wanted to give a shout out to the Priest and Drew. We don't give Drew much love as much as we need to, but he's been an MVP of WWE too with the social media posts and all this other stuff. Like my guy got an eye patch on, like he's a pirate.
Oh, that's a badass look. I'm sorry. That's like John Wayne if he was a pirate with the eye patch.
All right. Yeah. Drew, I hate to say it, but Drew, like, yeah, he's phenomenal as a heel. Like,
yes, he is.
Like, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, he needs to just stay heel for the rest of his career because he's
he better. He better. Oh, this has been fun. Let's want to do it again next week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. This has been the Wrasslin Roundtable podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're on YouTube. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, because we got some cool stuff coming up here. Dom, always a pleasure, my brother. Take care.
Pleasure.
All right. This has been the Wrasslin Roundtable podcast. Until we eat again, this is Ryan Hall saying thanks for listening and so long for now.